Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
All right, Mickey, it's tech wreck time. What do you have for us this time?
So I think I talked before, one of the previous ones, about Readwise, the Readwise reader, which is fantastic. It's kind of, it has an RSS reader, and it's kind of like, you know, some of those. They have another one. They have another one just called Readwise, their main Readwise app, which has a thing called the Daily Review, which is fantastic. It pulls in, you hook it up, it pulls in quotes from Kindle. So anything I highlight on Kindle pulls into the Readwise reader, or the other again, they get confused with their name, into Readwise.
Yeah.
And then I can say, I want to do a daily review. It's like, cool. It'll give me 10 quotes. It'll just show me one of the quotes I highlighted, and I can just read it just to refresh myself and say, you want to keep it, show it again later, or delete it? Because some I'll highlight things just for my own notes, and I'm like, I don't want to see that over and over. But most of them are like, oh yeah, cool. That was a neat idea. Let me remember that. And just kind of something to do when you're bored in the store instead of doom scrolling on Facebook or whatever. You can kind of go through highlights you think highlighted before and just kind of remember like, oh yeah, that's a neat concept. And just to keep things fresh in your brain and again, resurface those. Because my biggest problem is I read things and then highlight them and even write about them and then forget about them. So this is a way just to kind of keep them bubbling up from years past. So cool.
I tried Readwise probably when it first came out like a year or two ago. And I think it was right about the time you started trying it. And my problem was that like it integrates with your Kindle highlights, right? Okay. So there's a huge portion of my adulthood where I was reading a very different type of Kindle books that I don't want highlights from. Like I don't have any interest in highlights from those books. And I found it cumbersome to get those out of there. And so like, it kept resurfacing them over and over again. I'm like, I don't care about this. Stop showing me this. And so finally I was like, you know what? It's just too, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm done. I don't need this anymore. And so I just quit the whole thing because of that. Now, did you have that problem? Were you able to fix that problem? Like, is it just, I just didn't overcome it or what?
I didn't really have that problem. I certainly do decline a lot and say, that's a neat quote, but don't show me that again. But yeah, I didn't have that many like whole books in there. It was more just individual quotes where like, I saved that because I wanted, he mentioned another book and I highlighted it. So I go find that other book. Like, I don't need to keep seeing the reference to that, you know. So I remove, I don't know, a quarter of them that I see, but most of them, yeah, cool. Okay, that's neat. I'll try to stew on each one for a few seconds just to think rather than just like get through it today, but which I do sometimes, which is less helpful. But yeah, I find it helpful. But yeah, that's a valid point. If you've highlighted in Kindle for years, it could be problematic.
Yeah, very.
But if you had done it every day, if you'd reviewed the 10 highlights every day for the last year, you would have cleaned them all out by now. So
God, that's a lot of time.
It would have been painful getting there.
That's a lot of time.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah,
I mean, what do you do when you're standing in line at the doctor's office now? Anyhow, what are you doing there?
I'm meditating, do transition on it. No, I don't do that at all. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Actually, what I do there is probably this next app, My Tech Wreck, which you should do not download this unless you are ready to spend some time playing a game that is mindless and excellent at the same time. Okay. This will waste way too much time. Don't do it unless you have time to waste. So this is it's a game. It's called I Want Watermelon. It's by Lazy Cell. And I don't even have a good way to describe it. But it's very entertaining, and there's something very cathartic about playing it. And like my whole family, like every single person in my family, like the kids, like all of us, we'll just be like sitting in the living room, all playing the same stupid game separately. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So yeah,
nice. I like stupid games like that, so I'm in. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll give it a shot.
It's a good stupid game. Let me know what you think about it. So